by your peers, and that's a tough job. I've been on it for 7 years now, and sometimes things get out of control, and you got to put your foot down and stop things from happening, and then at the end of that year, you have to ask them for their vote to get back on count or be in the Reeve. But it's a position that's difficult to do. It's a challenge because then you're taking care of the whole county. But I appreciate the position and I respect the position for being there.
This episode of Bring Back the Porch brought to you by Bernie Leahy, River Street Realty. Let's get you home. And joining me on this episode of Bring Back the Porch is Dan Hamilton, who is the current Reeve in Cypress County and also seeking re-election in Ward 5. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
It's a little different in Cypress County in that you have a ward system rather than in medicinehat, where you got 39 people chasing 8 seats. In your case, you have one person that you are running against or with in Ward 5, which includes Dunmore and Vinerville. So you're the smallest, I think, in terms of area, but the highest in terms of population.
Yes, I do have the smallest area, but we have the second highest population. Desert Bloom in that area has the highest numbers. Mm-hmm. It's interesting being in the ward system because, like you said, it's just the one person running against me, but there's a lot to do in the system, and there's a lot to do to take care of Dunmore and Vinerville. Been on council for 12 years now. The first 3 years I was on council, I was a councillor. That was it. Then 2 years after that, I became the deputy Reeve. The past 7 years have been the Reeve. And I don't know if you understand how it works being the Reeve, but it's not elected by your...
Different than in medicinehat, where we vote for the mayor. In Cypress County, you're elected by the other members of your council.
Exactly. It's by your peers, and that's a tough job. I've been on it for 7 years now, and sometimes things get out of control, and you got to put your foot down and stop things from happening, and then at the end of that year, you have to ask them for their vote to get back on count or be in the Reeve. But it's a position that's difficult to do. It's a challenge because then you're taking care of the whole county. But I appreciate the position and I respect the position for being there. It's a challenge, but it's a good position to be in.
It is a different system in the wards because basically the councillor looks after their little area and the other members of the council look after their areas, and sometimes bringing everybody together to look at the big picture for all of Cypress County can be a little bit challenging.
It is, because everybody wants something for their area. But I think the council that we currently have has been very open-minded on trying to do the best for the whole county. Economic development, taking care of the service level, all of those kind of things. Everybody's put their opinions in and trying to do the best they can.
Yeah. Water, I think, is one of the big issues that you are always looking for in Cypress County because we are in the semi-arid desert. So you always have that, I guess, to work on with the other members of your council.
Yes, water, drinking water was a very big issue a few years back. Yeah, you had to obtain water rights in order to get them. Even though we have the lines coming in, we have the connection with the city, we can buy the water from the city. But if you don't have the water rights, you can have as much pipe in the ground as you want, and you're not going to get any water in that pipe. So Cypress County about 5 years ago took the initiative and took the time to look into finding some water rights and purchasing water rights for the county. Then we hit the issue where you're not allowed to stockpile water rights. You have to buy them and put them to use right away. So we had to find a system that we would be able to allocate them in places and have them ready to go even if we didn't need it today. So Cypress County staff and council has done a very good job at getting prepared for the future and having some water rights in hand to be able to move forward.
I believe the provinces, there's only so many water licenses out there, and when they're spoken for, that's it. You're out of water.
That is how it works, and I do believe that the province allocated too much water rights in the beginning. So in order for them to scale back on that, every time water rights change hands, you lose 10% back to the province. So if you buy 100 acre feet, you only get 90 of that 100 acre feet. Mm-hmm. So it brings a lot of challenges in.
And we saw the movement around water rights during the drought. I think it was 2 years ago when the province was asking for cooperation from municipalities in terms of maybe being able to access water for not just for agriculture, but for people to drink. And then the other component of water is fire protection, which is a big one in Cypress County.
It is, yes. And fortunately, the province recognized the drought problem, so they have done a lot of work to make sure that that's not going to happen again. I mean, you can't control a drought coming in, but you can control what's used if you think a drought's coming. So they've learned where to stockpile it. They've learned what to do. So I think the province is doing a good job on taking care of that.
When you go knock on the doors, and in Dunmore, you can go door to door, not so much maybe in some of the other bigger wards that are in Cypress County. What are people telling you at the doorstep is important to them?
People are talking about the taxes and want to make sure that the taxes stay low. The service is the service level. Pretty much what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Are they happy with the level of service, or are they looking for more?
Well, everybody's always looking for more. Everybody wants.
But don't make me pay for it.
That is. And then when you bring forward what it would cost for that, it's like, well, maybe we don't need that right now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. The other area, too, that you have to concentrate on in Cypress County is roads. I know reading some of the agendas, a recurring theme is always dust control.
Yes, that's roads, dust control, our service level for the roads. It's a huge thing in Cypress County. Dust control is a lot of money every year. But it needs to be done. I would hope in the future that, I'm predicting in the future that it's going to have to go to more of a user pay kind of thing, because it is such an expensive part of our service level. It's going to have to be looked at. Something's going to have to be done with that.
It's not something you can do once and then it's done. It's something that has to be done frequently in order to keep the dust down in the summertime.
Yes, it does. Some places that aren't that much for traffic, you can get away with it less frequently to go service it. But if you get on something that has a lot of traffic, we're always maintaining that and working them over and redoing it. And
then in the wintertime, you have the problem of snow removal.
Yeah. Cypress County is a vast road system. There's a couple thousand kilometers of roads there, so there is a lot of work to maintain it all.
Yeah. One of the issues that came up, I think, in the last council was the Irvin Library, and there was a lot of hurt feelings, I think, over that, because they were going to take down a park that had been set up as a memorial in Irvin. People in Irvin didn't really want it there, but the other people in Cypress County said, no, we've got the money here, we need to do this, and it was done. How do we recover from that?
Well, I think, there was a lot of work went into that, a lot of preparation went into that. Yes, some people were against it, some people were for it. The Memorial Park is still there. It's brand new. It looks very good. It's well used. I've seen that. The museum had their days out there this summer, and there was over 250 people that were at the library and using the park. It's a well-used piece of land out there that has come forth. Also, with Irvin, we just in the budget put $4.8 million into revitalizing the hockey rink out there. Mm-hmm. We've done some roads and sewer systems out there. We've upgraded the water system. We upgraded the lagoon. So we've done a lot and put a lot of effort into maintaining and taking care of urban.
How is the tax base in Cypress County? I know for years it was supported by a lot of the energy companies. Is that waning? Are you needing to find different sources for taxation?
And that's one of the reasons why I'm rerunning is, yes, our linear assessment is slowly dwindling away. We have to find some new ways to bring in some tax-based businesses that can produce some decent taxes and bring some revenue into the county. And, we've got a really good group of staff right now that are looking into the future. We have a CAO that came from Rocky View and understands what it takes to bring business in and what we need to do. We have a fantastic corner. We have number 1 highway. We have number 3 highway. We have rail.
Number 41 too.
Yes, we have everything here that we need to bring business in. And Cypress County is looking into it. I mean, we've this year in our budget, we've added on another economic development officer. We have 2, one to take care of business that's already here. We want to make sure they're not neglected, but we also need to bring new business in. And we have I do believe it's called SiteLink, that has a conference that gets picked across Canada, and they only pick 2 or 3 places in Canada a year. We were picked, so we've okayed that. That was put in the budget. That'll be in this July coming up. And they bring in people from all over the world to look at Cypress County and the region and see if there's people that want to bring something here or produce something here.
We have seen work in Dunmore along number 1 heading east there, where you put another service road in, I believe, to open up some of those lots for development.
Yeah, that service road was put in. We bought that land so that we could take some pressure off of that set of lights and try and get traffic to move down that way. And yes, we bought the whole quarter. That's the first piece of land that Cypress County has ever purchased that we can actually turn back into doing some development on. So that is coming up this year too. There's a lot of ideas coming forth with that.
Highway development,
some business, there's lots of ideas coming out there, and we're open for business. We're not, we have control of that. We can move things forward rather quickly, rapidly. We spent time in the last few years to change our land use bylaw and do some things to get rid of some red tape in there and make it easier and streamline stuff to move forward so that if developers want to come in, we're ready to go.
Is there a particular sector of industry that Cypress County is hoping to attract?
I think we're open for business for everything. I mean, we always talk because of all the farmland. We talk about agriculture, but there's other businesses out there too. There's lots of opportunities in this world that can come forward to bring in to move forward with.
Is there an opportunity being so close, Dunmore, to Medicine Hat, for you to attract industry where people could maybe live in Medicine Hat but work out in Dunmore?
Oh, that's a huge factor. As a region, we can work together. If we brought the biggest factory into Cypress County, everybody's going to live in Medicine Hat. Everybody's going to buy their groceries at Medicine Hat. We're not looking for the shopping malls and the car dealerships. We're looking for business. All of that stuff has to carry forward, and it has to go to the city. So to work with the city and the town of Redcliffe, it's huge for us to all work together.
I think that has been something that has been put forward in the last year or two. What are you calling it? The tri-municipality plan or something like that, where you all get together and try to work together to bring business industry to this area?
So there is the tri-IDP is, there's a couple things there. That doesn't quite bring business in, but that's an IDP was put forward. I think it was back in 2009 when it started. I worked hard with a couple other councillors this past few years to get it changed and get it updated and get it a little more mover friendly so that we could work together. But the IDP is put into place so that we're not overlapping stuff from the city to the county, and we can work together in certain areas so that you're not leapfrogging and you don't have a whole bunch of industry and then a whole bunch of houses because they have a plan and we have a plan. It's for us to all sit down at the table and say, okay, this is our plan for residential. This is where we want to put this. And it's just to keep it running smoothly.
Dunmore has grown over the last, 15, 20 years. We see lots of new homes out there now. Anything being done to attract people to move to Dunmore?
I think the big attraction, and I know my neighbors are going to be mad when I say it, but we have cheap taxes. So
cheap is a relative term, yeah.
Yeah, but our taxes are down, and then we have the lowest taxes in Alberta for our area. We're within the top 20 percentile, and they are low. So it's an attraction, but you get the small town or the small hamlet atmosphere in Dunmore, and you're only 7 minutes away from the city, so you got all the amenities of the city.
Mm-hmm. What about Vinerville? That always seems to get forgotten. It's up there on the top of 41A. I drive by it quite frequently, but I don't know if are they building homes up there? Is there homes up there for people, lots for people to build?
I haven't looked at that in a year or so. I know we spent, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, we spent about $2 million or $2.5 million and upgraded the water system so that we could take care of them. And they have city water in Vinerville. There was some vacant lots up there. I haven't heard of much building going on, but it's kind of landlocked there. So it's a small little hamlet that everybody they enjoy. But
a beautiful view from up there.
Oh boy, is it ever?
Yeah,
it's $1 million view.
Mm-hmm, yeah. What else is on the hot front burner for Dan Hamilton in this election?
Well, like I said, I really want to see the economic stuff move forward. I've started some things there that I want to continue and follow through with, and the other big one that I want to follow up on, and I can't get too much into it because a lot of people don't understand it, but the linear assessment. It's controlled by the province, and we've been dealing with the province for the past 4 or 5 years, trying to get a policy put in place so it can stay the way it is, or we can understand where they want to move it to. Or we can't have this where all of a sudden the province will say, yeah, well, we're going to give a break on the assessment here. Well, it affects our bottom line. Mm-hmm. We need to know that it's going to be secure. We need to have a system set up that, okay, we know that's what it's going to be. This is what we get to work with. We can't have the up and down fluctuation that we've had in the past. And it's massive. And I've even never thought I'd be the guy, but I was one of the ones in Edmonton protesting it when it first came out. I was standing there holding the Cypress County sign with Shane Hawk. And, you know, we took it to heart. We needed to get it taken care of. We have some staff members that are on some of the boards up there that are dealing with it. And it's just one of those things that's hard to explain to everybody. So I like to stay involved until at least those policies are put in place so that we don't have to explain it to anybody. Because I understand it. And it's hard to understand it. Trust me, it's a lot of... I couldn't get into the full details with you today. It's
one thing that us city folk have noticed as we drive around in Cypress County over the last 7 to 10 years is all of the windmills that are popping up. Wind power has become a big thing in Cypress County, and maybe to a lesser degree, solar power. That brings in taxation and investment dollars, but it also cuts off a view for many people who live in Cypress County. And I think Cypress County went to the province and started to say, wait a minute, this is agricultural land. Maybe this is not the best use for it. And I think you were successful in getting the province to maybe change some of the regulations around alternative energy.
We did go to the province because there was no regulation when they started coming in. I'm personally not against it. I understand everything moves forward, everything has to change, and things have to be done. But I guess we look at it, we learned from oil and gas when they came in that now we have all these wells that are being abandoned, and it's costing the province money to take care of that. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things that we were looking at, saying, hey, we need regulation put in place right now so that we don't have the oil and gas or the abandoned well problem in 25 years.
So what happens when it's over?
Yeah, when it's over, what are we going to do with these big monstrosity of things out there? That, and we tried to get few things put in, but you know, we had a few farmers say, stay out of it. We want these things. So we went to the province and we got some regulation put in, but that was.
How has it been working with the province over the last, you've been, I think, 2013 when you first started?
I've been on 12 years.
Yeah. Working with the province, because the province has put in some changes to Municipal Government Act that some people say the government stay in your lane. This is ours and you don't cross the line. So
that's a tricky one. Mm-hmm. And you're exactly right. There has been some stuff put in. It's like running a mom and dad and saying, give me some money, but don't tell me where to spend it. Mm-hmm. Because they are the ones that give us the grants. They are the ones. But we have to keep our autonomy for the municipalities. We need to be able to do what's best for our ratepayers in the municipality. So there has to be a fine line there. The province needs to stay on their side of it. We stay on our side. But we still need to work together for the overall betterment of Alberta.
Okay. Looking into the next 4 years, what do you see the future of Cypress County looking at?
I see it very bright. I see the staff that we have, the go-get that we have from everybody. I see a lot of positivity and a lot of things moving forward. Obviously, there's things that are coming down the pipe that we're not allowed to talk about until they come out, but it's positive. I think we can all work together. I think we can move things forward. It should be a good 4 years.
All right. Well, we'll find out on the 20th of October what the next council in Cypress County looks like.
Yeah, that's Monday.
Yep.
It's here already.
It's coming. Dan Hamilton, the Reeve of Cypress County and Ward 5 candidate for councillor, thank you for your time.
Happy to be here. Thank you.